I like the experience you have. It's very grassroots, because as much as we might look at inflation, unemployment rates, look at FX, and look at all those things at a macro level, ultimately we're talking about the lowest cadre of our systems take the highest hit. And that's what your experience probably is showing you. So now, in today's world, because to fix a lot of the issues and the indices we're looking at, our country more and more would have to depend on the SME sectors. The SME sector's growth would address a number of the unemployment issues we have. The SME sector's growth will address a number of the FX shortages we have, because then we can improve our exports. And then we can also probably, with better operational excellence, we can also improve the quality of exports coming from that segment. So with what you are seeing in your space, and I know you can relate with this from a personal angle, you can relate with it as just a consumer yourself in the Nigerian market that we're existing today. And you can also relate with it from the angle of the small trader, be it the woman that is just running a small kiosk, or a man that is running even a mechanic workshop. They're taking the same hit. So from what you're seeing with the SMEs, what are the top issues that are standing out now, given the current economic indicators we have?
So inflation is the topmost challenge right now, but there are different types of inflation, right? So there's cost push and there's demand pull. So right now we have a cost push inflation driven by costs spiraling out of control and income level remaining stagnant, which is what Philip was explaining earlier as stagflation, right? And because income has remained stagnant or even dwindling, so when you throw in FX devaluation into the mix, then you see that income is dwindling. So at naira level, it looks like it's stagnant, but then it dwindles heavily when you peg it against the dollar, right? Now, in the light of that, businesses, SMEs are struggling with pricing. So because your consumers are not earning more, you are unable to increase your prices to match with inflation, right? To match with your increased costs, right? And then you then realize that a lot of times you either have to bear the brunt of your inflation, meaning lower revenues or lower profits. That's if you are big enough. If you are a medium company. If you are a small or nano business, it may even lead to the outright debt of your business. Now, what do I mean by cost push inflation? A lot of businesses run on diesel. Now, I like to use the example of the large companies, because when you see how it is impacting a large company, then you can then imagine how it will be impacting the small companies, and then we'll circle back to the small businesses. We have banking halls that have shut down, that have reduced their hourly, their hours a day, right?
Yeah, operating hours.
Operating hours, right? You have, in fact, the office I am in right now is a medium to large size construction business. As I'm speaking to you, they are on inverter. There is no diesel running, right? You have hubs, several hubs that have reduced the hours. Where our office sits in Ikoyi, they've reduced the hours. Where I live, which is owned by a middle-sized construction business in our facility management business, they have even shut down diesel supply. Now everybody's gone on self. So, and the guy has pulled out. Now we're looking for a new facility manager. So that's business losing. That's people losing business because of the crazy impact of diesel costs spiraling out of control. And to put things in perspective, as of January, you could get diesel for 288 naira. As of today, is hovering around 750 naira, right? That's well over 300%, right? So you cannot increase your cost by 300%. So what has happened in recent times is that small to medium business owners are then reducing volume or quality or both, right? So as an individual, you are still earning 80, 100K. When I started my career in 2009, my income was 86,000 as an entry-level person. Today, a lot of entry-level people are still earning 86,000 or 80K or 70K or 100K. So the general income band across the country has not increased. So what that means is that, so when I started my career, I was giving you this example, I could easily buy chips, plantain chips, and drink it with coffee, eat it with coffee for lunch, and I'll be fine, right? But now, you can't, if you see that plantain chips, in fact, I made a tweet about it the last time I bought 100 naira plantain chips, and it looked as if they counted the entire chips inside that thing. So, and that is the product of a small business owner. So, this is the struggle that they are facing on a daily basis, right? Now, now remember that that's just one element of cost. There are multiple elements depending on what industry you are in. If you own a bakery, for example, importation of flour and other, byproducts of that industry come from Europe and Russia and its environment. Because of the Ukraine war and unnecessary war, these things has also shot up price. Now, there is a degree of impact that global affairs have on local business. There is now the influence of your government and the ability of leadership to create shock absorbers that reduces the impact on the people. But unfortunately, we are led by absolutely clueless sets of individuals, especially the president of the country. He knows nothing about economics. He doesn't discuss economics. He doesn't discuss inflation. He doesn't discuss anything, right? So it compounds the problem for small businesses. And again, to put things in context, about 84 to 86% of the total jobs in this country are provided by small and medium enterprises. So when these things happen to small businesses, it directly impacts jobs. People lose jobs, depression happens, families lose their sources of livelihoods, and generally the economy is in chaos. People are frustrated, and then you see increased exit from the country because people are frustrated. So there's a shortfall of talent. Even the large companies that are supposed to be building to be creating the buffer would then have shortfall of talent, right? So I think that this inflation and the lack of, because people may argue that, oh, other countries are also experiencing it because of Ukraine, blah, blah, blah. Look, you can't compare ourselves. The other countries that are facing it have safety nets. They have social security to protect staff members who are affected. They have benefits. They have stimulus packages to support, the businesses that are affected. They have good security. Here, you don't have good security. You have to spend a lot of money on security, and as things are going bad, insecurity is increasing. So the cost of transporting your goods go higher. The cost of maintaining your facility, your property, goes higher. The cost of maintaining power goes higher. So is a system, is an holistic problem that, has become, a big issue to small businesses right now, right? So I hope I've been able to answer that question so that I don't take too much time and we can go on to the next.